Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kakwadash, and double honors to our elders and apostles of great millstone that taught us this truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful like Akim, teaching and preaching this truth with all righteousness and sincerity. Isaac Yawasop. Today's lesson is entitled, Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. And Lord willing, you be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, which are the true names of the Heavenly Father and His beloved Son in the Paleo Hebrew. And as always, the sit-downs, the lessons, the street speaking is for the remnant, the elect, the Israel, the Most High, to use the gospel preach. And as we stand upon our watch, we measuring out the time diligently in itself. We seeing what time and season we in. Scripture speak about a third world's woe and it coming quickly. And we seeing all the key players in the third world's woe. You got the small hats, which is the least of the flock, drawing the North American military into this war in the Middle East. All right, we've been seeing over the years, the tension in the Middle East has been intensifying year in, year out. And this time, you know, it's even more intense where you have Iran shooting missiles back at Israel and certain targets in Middle East, man. They not backing down from America's threat. All right, and pursuant to the prophecies, the weak is going to say that they're strong. These nations, which were once weak militarily, they didn't have nuclear missiles or missile defense systems. They now have them, and they're not afraid of the big bad wolf anymore. So this is most definitely intensifying. And at the end of the day, the Lord is in the midst, and this is happening for the controversy of Zion. The Lord is doing this to bring the end of Esau's age, the end of Esau's world, so Yahushua can rule for forever and ever, even forever. So here we got from Fox News, which, you got to confirm a lot of this stuff. It's a lot of propaganda, wars, a lot of misinformation. So, a lot of this stuff, we just got to wait and see how things work out. And ultimately, the MOTB, the implantable device, have to be pushed first before World War III fully commence. Esau got to do something to where this monetary system is no longer able to support dollars and coins, and it has to go full digital. So we still got prophecies to wait on. So it says U.S. surges forces to Middle East as Pentagon warns Iran fight will take some time, which the president administration said that this should take 4 to 5 days, which they didn't expect Iran to retaliate the way they did. So, they had a miscalculated step, which is good. Esau is being revealed. He's being exposed. He's becoming weak as all these other nations, man. So it says, come on, go up. It says, more U.S. forces are headed to the Middle East. The Lord is mustering the host of the battle. According to Chairman and Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Cain, look at that, his last name is Cain, which Cain was the first murderer in Esau, Edom. And Cain, that's the same spirit. Reincarnation is biblical. As the U.S. escalates its campaign against Iran, the flow of forces continue today. In fact, Admiral Copper, which received additional forces even today, Cain said during a Pentagon brief meeting Monday morning, referring to Central Command Chief Admiral Brad Copper. Cain declined to provide troop numbers, saying, I don't want to talk specifics because that will tip off the enemy. We have more tactical aviation flowing into theater just based on the time it took to get there. So, it's just intensifying. I speculate it's going to be some type of T attack here on American soil, some type of cyber attack here on American soil to cause more distractions and confusion. All right, this is what happened during war. Distractions, confusions, misinformation, truth coming out. All right. This is the element of today's world right now. And we also seeing how just relax and take it. The EU tells Iran, which EU is a part of the beast system. The beast system is Esau's rulership. NATO, the EU, and America being a part of it collectively make up this empire ruled by the Edomites, the Red Dragon. And right now, EU, which are vassal states, they pretty much support what America got going on. They're as it says here, instead of invoking international law and condemning the U.S. Israeli aggression, Western Europe, top brass is gleefully victim blaming Iran, which America, they provoked them. All right. Iran is on the defense, which you had the prime minister Benjamin Netanyahu say that, look, Iran was 2 weeks away from developing their nuclear program. We need to go ahead and get in there and stop it, which draw the American military in there. So that's fulfilling prophecy. The least of the flock is drawing the North American military into this war. So right now we seeing EU is supporting it, but eventually something's going to happen to where they're not going to be supporting America, and they're going to shoot missiles upon this place, as well as all other enemies of America. It says the common refrain out of the EU right now, as Iran is being violated by the U.S. and Israel giant missiles, is that it's time for Tehran just to sit back and take it. Then reasons with the attackers, which, as I was mentioning, with Israel, with the support of America, man, they out here provoking these nations, killing top men, principal men in these other countries, and killing their children, and then they just want these people to sit back and take it. What the hell? So it's just more flame for the fire. Let's go to Joel real quick. Joel 3:9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, which proclaim goes back to the Hebrew word korah, as you see right here, which means to call out, read, cry out, proclaim. And that's where we come in as the men of the Lord, man. We're supposed to talk about these things. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Yeah, y'all prepare war, man. This is the time where the Lord is going to visit the world. All right, which, like I said earlier, there's other things that has to happen, but, there's a build up to this World War III, Wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, and let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. So these nations are not too much worried about their infrastructure and building up a society where their citizens can thrive and all these different things. They going into building up swords and spears, which is their military equipment. That's why a lot of these countries are experiencing infighting with their citizens, uproar, sedition, because the government ain't giving a damn about its people. They in the spirit of war right now. It's a lucky for the noise in the background. And as it says here, let the weak say I'm strong. These nations was weak without nuclear weapons and missile defense systems, which Iran is being supported by Gog and Magog, which is Russia and the land of Russia. They now have the wherewithal to defend themselves and fight back. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh, which are the angels. The angels is playing a major role in end time prophecy. We're working on the minds of these kings, these top military men, to get in that spirit of war. It says, let the heathen be awakened and come into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is where the Levant is, from the Red Sea to the river Euphrates. That's where it's going to crack off at. But there will I sit to judge the heathen round about. This is a time of judgment. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. The harvest is associated with the end of the world. And when we speak about the end of the world, we're talking about the end of an age, which is the end of the Edomite rulership. Get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. Judgment is coming because the wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decisions, for the day of Yahweh is near, in the valley of decision, which the decision means the judgment. And we see with this article from Pete Hegseth saying that U.S. surges forces to the Middle East. And best believe a draft is coming. You men and women is going to be drafted into the North American Army. All right, but the elect, the Lord is going to make a way to where the elect ain't going to be partaking in that. All right. So let's go over here to Isaiah 13. Once again, Salakia for the folly in the background. Isaiah 13:1, they have entitled their prophecies about Babylon, which is America. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. He saw the visions of this place getting destroyed in this chapter, boy. Burden going back to the prophecies In the Hebrew, the word burden is masha'ah, which means prophecy. And it is a burden. It is weighing heavy. Lift you up a banner upon a high mountain. This high mountain, as it says in the first verse, is Babylon. And you can't tell us that this place is in a high mountain. It's not an exalted place where all nations come flow to it, and they pattern, these different countries pattern their infrastructure after what they see here in America. They adapt Western mindsets, Western philosophy, whether it's feminism, whether it's the banking system, whether it's appointing their mayors and governors and so on and so forth. The world pretty much follows after what America does, because this is the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. And that's where we come in at. We rebuke this place. We prophesy against it. We exalt the voice against this place. And this information that's entered into the gates of the nobles, the elites hear this. That's how they know that they have but a short time, and they have to come down with great wrath, because they hear what we say. They know that we the men of the Lord. It says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. So you got the prophets, those that sanctify with the truth. Then you got the mighty ones for his anger. Like it say in Joel, in 3rd chapter that we read, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. So the Lord got the angels working, okay? Even them that rejoice in my highness, the noise of a multitude in the mountains like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustered the host of the battle. So the Lord is getting it going, all right? So we speculate that there's going to be some type of event that take place, which it was one in Texas with some dude that had a Allah shirt on, and which that ain't enough, man. Esau, you got to come harder than that, bro. Why don't you impact look, Esau, why don't you do a T attack? I'm talking about to you elites. Why don't y'all do a cyber attack on the Social Security Administration? Really crack it off. Hit the DMV. Corrupt all the DMV data. Hit one of the major data centers. Wipe out everybody's information. Then you can start pushing that MOTB like you want to. Do that. But we know the Lord is in control. He gonna do it the way he want to do it. But Esau needs some distraction here to divert people from the wickedness that's going on amongst the White House, the wickedness that's going on over there in the Middle East. So we're going to wait and see. Verse 5, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Talking about the ICBM missiles. That's going to be the end all be all of America. And it's going to lead to what the scriptures call the second death, which is by fire, which when Apostle John saw it, he described it as a lake of fire when he saw it looking down from the chariots. The missiles is going to cause this place to be destroyed. So we're going to continue to watch. Lord willing, you were edified. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, double honors to our elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us the truth. Shalom, I can stay watching.